CoffBeanie. If you're seeing this, you might be here from my Instagram, Tumblr, or TikTok. If that's you, then thank you for watching. If you're just here from YouTube, then you should check out my other socials. Also, quick preface before I start, if I sound really weird, it's just because it's late. I've been really busy and I'm really tired, but it's I just need to do this or I'm never going to do it. Now I actually talk about it. This piece is it was really self-indulgent for me. I'm just going to use it as background so I can talk about Marble Hornets, the fandom, my time in it, why I love it so much, and why I think the series is really influential, not just for me, but just overall. Now, I want to start off with the story of how exactly I got into Marble Hornets. So I first discovered the fandom through creepypasta. So I was mainly exposed to the characters of Tim and Brian, Masky and Hoodie, who weren't really true accurate depictions of how they were in Marble Hornets. Now, I wasn't really interested in them. Next to characters like Jeff the Killer or Eyelash Jack, I just didn't find them as interesting, and I didn't really like them. But I had a friend who did in middle school. I don't even remember how I managed to get them into creepypasta. And so, while my favorite was Jeff the Killer, their favorites were Masky and Hoodie. Now, in trying to be a good friend, I decided to write a fan fiction for them. I didn't get too much into it. I wrote one chapter. And I guess at some point after writing that chapter, I was like, hey, I don't really know the backstory of these characters. I think I was specifically writing for Hoodie. And so I was like, I should probably Google them, find the original backstory, because I'm still assuming that they originated from some written work. And I never really bothered to look them up before, because like I said, they just weren't that interesting to me. In doing this, I found something called Marble Hornets. Now, due to some confusion over this wiki article I read, I thought that the characters of Masky and Hoodie originated from the Always Watching movie, and that the YouTube channel was behind the scenes stuff for that movie. Now, since I thought the original Marble Hornets was the movie, I accepted the fact that I was probably never going to be able to watch that movie for a long time. Just because during the time, liking creepypasta, liking anything related to the Slender Man was just my own little secret. I knew if I went up to my parents going, hey, can I rent this Slender Man movie? They just wouldn't let me. So I kind of figured I'm not going to be able to watch this movie for a very, very long time. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just settle for the behind the scenes footage that they have on YouTube. And so I clicked on it. And I started watching it, and I quickly realized, I was like, oh, wait, no, this is it. This is the real thing. Now, despite some difficulties I had with the series, I still really enjoyed it. I remember one of my main problems was I didn't know what To the Ark was until the main channel mentioned it. And so then I had to start the series all over again with that Marble Hornets To the Ark playlist where, they're all in order. And while a lot of the big reveals for me were already spoiled, Tim being Masky, Brian being Hoodie, I still really enjoyed it, and it still got me, really hooked. I don't know why, this series was just on my brain, my entire middle school, not my entire middle school, just for, a lot of it, and, it was enough to the point where it even got me off creepypasta for a bit, and it got me looking more into, the Slenderverse and, more just horror stuff on YouTube. And getting into Marble Hornets, it was also kind of the first fandom that I was ever really a part of. It's smaller compared to the other stuff that I'm in. I'm into DC Comics, and I'm into Miraculous Ladybug, and those are huge fandoms, whereas Marble Hornets a bit smaller. And so when I made my first Tumblr account, I wasn't too scared to reblog or other posts or send in asks to certain accounts. Shout out if you remember those Scully and Masky ask blogs, the one specifically I'm thinking about that just had the fandom in a chokehold. But it was also just kind of nice to have, someone would draw a piece of fan art, and then all the Marble Hornets blogs I followed, they would all reblog it. It was just, it felt like a cute little nice tight-knit community, and it was really cute, and I liked it. Not only was it my first fandom experience, but getting into Marble Hornets was also really influential for me art-wise, because prior to watching it, I would not draw men. All the characters I would draw they'd be girls, they'd be really feminine, just because somehow I could not physically, something was like blocking me from drawing masculine features. And so like with Marble Hornets, the cast is majority men, and it kind of forced me to learn how to draw masculine features, masculine bodies. It also kind of got me out of like my same face syndrome, because it's a smaller cast. It's mainly guys who look different, so it forced me to stylize their features and just get the ability to properly transfer whatever I saw to paper. Speaking of which, I used to be so good at drawing these guys in middle school, probably just because I would just draw them over and over again, like I was just obsessed with it. But like now when I try to draw them, I struggle so much, but I used to be so good, and I just watch the series all the time, and like I have way more flannel in my wardrobe than I should because of this series. Speaking of flannel, the reason I got all that flannel in the first place, Tim Wright, I love him. He's just one of my favorite characters, just like of all time, and I adore him in a way where I can't put it into words. Like, I don't know why, but I saw this series and he just kind of resonated with me for some reason. I don't know, I can't like explain it without just like getting too deep and personal, but like what do a grown man and a teenage girl have in common? I have no idea, but it's just what I feel, and he's literally me, and that's why I decided to draw him, because I actually adore him. I feel like one of the reasons I always come back to Tim, why I always come back to this series, and why I feel like it's still remembered is because of like its influence, and also because of like the mystery aspect of it. I mean, when we're talking about influence, obviously a lot of the Slenderman lore, the operator symbol, the static, the distortion, like all that's pretty iconic. But like, can I mention proxies for a second? Because Marble Hornets is always credited for bringing the idea of proxies, despite the fact that there aren't really proxies in the series. Alex is the closest thing, but like only if you squint, because yes, he caused a lot of the death, but he was kind of justifying it by saying he was trying to stop the operator's influence, which is different from the goal of typical proxy characters. And proxies, their designs are also modeled off of Mask and Hoodie, just kind of the jacket and the mask, like that's what they're based off. And like this series just made a whole trope that wasn't even in the series itself. This Marble Hornets is the reason all of these proxy OCs exist. I don't know, I feel like that's really, I get the like, I don't know, I feel like at some point proxies were considered cringy. I think they're kind of like cool, but I feel like people don't talk about that enough, just how cool it was. Like it's credited for something that wasn't even in the series. I just think it's kind of funny. And I feel like also when it comes to the mystery, like every once in a while I'll just like think of some question that the series didn't answer, like questions on the characters and questions on their backgrounds and what fate they ultimately suffered. And just personally, as someone who likes to write, I like to have my entire story fleshed out, and since I spend all this time detailing my story, I feel like I have to show every bit that I planned out to others. But Marble Hornets kind of showed me that like there's like the importance of holding some stuff back and not revealing everything, and also kind of just showed me the importance of not always having everything planned out, and that it's okay to just leave some things up in the air, because then that just leaves more up to interpretation, more things for fans to question. And I feel like it's just helping me break some nasty writing habits that I have. So yeah, this is the awkward unscripted chunk of the video where I just kind of I say thank you for watching. This posted really good on my socials, so if you're here for my socials, I just want to say thank you. Like, I don't know, it just gave me like a bunch of followers, and I just got a bunch of and a lot of recognition for it, and I put a lot of time into this, and I don't always get it with what I post, and so whenever I do, it just makes me feel extra nice. So I just want to say a very great thank you. I don't know, it's nice to see just with how social media is and stuff with art. It gets kind of difficult. And yeah, I don't know. Again, just like the awkward few minutes that I didn't script out, and it's like I put the time down. I like made the speed paint a bit slower, and so now I just have like 3 extra minutes of just rambling. Yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to draw Tim. I love him so much, and I like his face. And I remember I would always go on to Tim Sutton's like live streams whenever he did them. I don't know. I miss them. I just want to say that I miss the live streams so much. They brought me so much joy. And I remember I get the glasses that I'm currently wearing. You don't see them, but I have them. I get them because of him. Because I liked his glasses. I want the same glasses. Anyways, the thing is almost over. So yeah, I just want to say thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment this video on YouTube, and please check out my other socials. They'll be in the description. Alright, thank you. Bye.